Anatol Lieven now, author, journalist, now a senior research fellow at the Quincy Institute. Anatol, thanks so much. You covered the Chechen wars in the 1990s. What do you make of these comparisons between then and now? Is there anything from that experience that could, I don't know, predict what happens next?
Well, the parallel is that of urban warfare. As a number of people, including myself, predicted before this war, the key question was going to be whether the Ukrainian defenders would be like the Chechens and they would dig themselves into Ukrainian cities and hold out there. Because if so, that would face Russia both with huge casualties among the attacking forces, but also would face Russia with the military necessity of bombarding civilian areas in order to dislodge the defenders. That, of course, is precisely what happened in Grozny in the 90s. It must be said that it is what happens in all urban warfare. It is the tragic nature of that kind of conflict.
Anatol, I'm sure you've heard some energy experts who say they think Putin's just after the gas fields in the east. A lot of money there, a lot of power. Do you see any scenario in which Putin plays this off as though he didn't miscalculate and that he gets what he wants in the end, the gas?
I can see how Putin might try to play it that way, but I don't think it's actually true, or certainly it wasn't a motive for invading, because the figures now being given for the gas of eastern Ukraine are very, very speculative. They're hugely in excess of the proven gas reserves. And, if you look at the Russian reasons for invading, well, actually, they're set out pretty well in the memoir of William Burns, the CIA director who was ambassador in Moscow before. Russia has made them very clear over the years.
The Pentagon's reporting that Putin's not getting accurate information on what's really going on in Ukraine. You've written about Putin's inner circle. Are they afraid to tell him, as the Pentagon claims?
I think that may very well be the case, yes. I mean, it's absolutely clear that this Russian invasion was based on terrible intelligence. And I think, it's maybe his inner circle aren't ready to tell him, but it's also that, of course, he has excluded from his inner circle, all the independent voices who could have warned him about what was going to happen. Now, of course, this is not wholly unique to Russia. We saw much the same thing in the run-up to the American invasion of Iraq, when, intelligence arguing against that was also disregarded and overruled. But of course, in Russia, an authoritarian system, this syndrome is even worse.